How crazy is the conspiracy theory that he didn't actually get shot? That he like cut his ear like a pro wrestler? Like, "Arr."
Yeah, that's another, or that it was shrapnel, which to me would make even less sense. Because yeah, it's a very minor injury because she just got nicked. But if it's shrapnel, you would expect, the marks all over his face.
Right. Or not. The thing is, shrapnel could be a small piece of shrapnel. Shrapnel's not uniform, right? So if it hits a railing, which apparently there is some shot, there's some video footage of, because I think there was 9 shots fired total.
Yeah.
Was that what it was?
Something like that.
Something crazy like that.
What about that, though?
Trump sustained 2-centimeter wide gunshot wound to his ear. Okay. The thing is, ears heal pretty quick.
Yeah, and 2 centimeters, I mean, you can't see it
Yeah.
from a
I still have
distance.
holes from when I got my ears pierced.
Oh, yeah, but that's different. That's a hole. This is a scratch. Like ears, like I've gotten my ears fucked up a bunch of times from jiu-jitsu, and they heal pretty quick. It's foreheads heal quick, ears heal quick. Things around your mouth heal really quick. There's parts of your body that have a lot of blood vessels, and they heal pretty quick. He's old, which is odd for him not to have a scar. But it's not inconceivable that it could just scratch the surface and that would cause a lot of blood. Like if you get a forehead cuts are crazy. It just pours blood on your face. But if you get a cut like on your knee, it doesn't even drip, You have to have a real cut on your knee to be dribbling blood down your shin. The forehead is filled with blood vessels, as I think are the tips of the ears. So I think it would bleed a lot, and it might be a minor injury that bleeds a lot, and it could heal in a few days.
Also, it wouldn't even if he didn't get hit with a bullet, which he did. But if he didn't, it doesn't make a difference. He still got shot at. Yeah. It doesn't change what happened.
And people behind him, one guy died, and other people got grievously injured.
Yeah.
Like terribly injured to the point where it's going to affect them for the rest of their life.
The more bizarre thing about the shooting is that it's only been 2 months since it happened, right? 2 months, or not even 2 months. It's been like a month and a half, and we've moved on like it never happened.
Like it never happened in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, they stopped talking about it.
It's had no political impact whatsoever.
Nuts.
He got no polling boost from it. Reagan got like 12 points briefly,
which just shows you the polls are full of shit.
Probably, but
yeah, full of shit.
I mean, they are full of shit. But also, it would not shock me if, because we're so easily distracted, if people really did just forget and don't care a week later, 2 weeks later.
Well, as long as it's not in the news, and it's not in the news, you don't care about it. Also, there was no press conference, so that's kind of crazy. There was no disclosure of all the information about this young man's prior history, what led him to this. They went to his apartment, and it was professionally scrubbed. There was no silverware in his place. There's also this bizarre thing where there's, how they get ad data, where you could track where phones have been?
Yeah.
This one phone was going from outside of the FBI office in Washington, D.C. to where this kid is multiple times. So how did this kid get these explosive devices? How did he get up on the roof? How did they not flag him? And you see a guy walking around with a rangefinder a half an hour before the event. That guy is going to jail. Like, what are you talking about? There's 2 reasons for a rangefinder. You're trying to shoot something, or you're using it for golf. Or if you're not playing golf, then you're trying to shoot something. That's the only other reason for a rangefinder.
Yeah, and that was like 3 hours before.
Yeah. They knew about that kid. They were aware that he was there. He somehow or another got on the roof with a rifle. The whole thing sucks. It stinks to high heaven. And then they cremate him. He's gone. They get his body. Someone snatches his body like 5 or 6 days after the event, and 10 days later he's cremated. The whole thing is nuts. Like, who is this kid? Why did he do this? Why did some 20-year-old kid take shots at the president?
Yeah.
Why didn't he have a scope?
This is one where I'm totally open to conspiracy theories, only because there's not even like an official narrative for
Right.
They basically told us nothing. So we're left to fill in the blanks.
Not only that, think about how perfect it would have been for a plan to assassinate someone. If you do get this lone crazy kid, you give him whatever. I mean, there's been no toxicology examination of his body that's been released, right? So who knows what the fuck this kid's on. If you're going to try to convince someone to go shoot the former president, you'd probably dope him up with some crazy shit, right? And then that would be in his system, and then it would be able to trace, okay, how do you get this? Let's talk to all the people that are on his cell phone, all the people that are in his email. Let's investigate and find out where the fuck he got this stuff that he's on when he shoots at the president. You don't hear a peep out of that. So this guy somehow or another figures out how to get on the roof, take these shots, and then they kill him. Now, if he shot and hit Trump, if Trump didn't turn his head at that pivotal moment where they talk about it, and it's a headshot, Trump is dead, the world's in chaos, and this kid's dead seconds later. And then it's like that. Crazy kid who shoots the president, and that's it. And then, okay, now who's going to run as a Republican? And the world's in chaos.
Yeah.
It would have been a perfect plan if that kid just pulled it off.
Yeah, I mean, and I can't. I think about I when I do a college speech, we'll have a few security guys there, and there's no way if someone showed up with a rangefinder, they would not get in the building. Anyone that looks vaguely suspicious with any kind of bag is getting flagged. And I got I got 3 or 4 guys, and I'm just a guy giving a speech at a college. That never would have happened. It could not have happened. They would have flagged, especially 3 hours ahead of time. So how does that happen with the president of the United States or former president? It's impossible to wrap your mind around. It's not like they've come up with. It's not like they've come up with some explanation where you could go, okay, well now I can see how that might have happened. Everything we've heard since then just makes you even more confused.
No, it's insane. It's insane. The whole story is insane, and the fact that it went away is even more insane.